And that was La Bamba. Welcome to the post game, the Junior Oil with Manning and Jacko. A fun game for the Junior Oilers to end off Christmas break and start off on their first home game of 2025. An 8-3 victory, Josh, tonight. 8-2, 8-3.
It was 8-2.
Yeah, 8-2 victory. Can't believe I can't even remember. It was so many goals scored by the Junior Oilers, but man, was it fun, and they have played some of the best hockey we've seen.
Oh, it was just complete and utter domination by the Oil. Right from the puck drop, the Oilers just dominated in every aspect. The biggest problem, though, for the Airdrie Bisons is they weren't able to get it up the ice because the way the Oilers play is they clog up the neutral zone and make it very, very difficult for a team like Airdrie, who like to play more of a run and gun style, I noticed, to bring it up the ice. And I think that was like the biggest difference, other than the special teams and all that, but just like O-zone time and puck possession time. I think it really came down to what the Oilers do defensively when they don't have the puck.
Yeah.
Right? When they don't have the puck, they're very structurally sound. Yeah. Even when they have the puck, they're very structurally sound. When they break out, it's like a whole unit moving up.
Yeah.
Opposed to Airdrie, when Airdrie's moving up, it's 1, 2, 3 guys maybe.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're trying to go through 5 guys.
Yeah.
So that just was a recipe for disaster if you're the Bisons, and the score is a reflection of that. The Oilers win 8-2.
And it realistically, I mean, 8-2, it probably could have been 8-0. To be completely honest, we had the 1 weak goal from behind the net.
From behind the net, that was a fluke.
And then the other one, the third period, they obviously don't come out as strong. They're up. I mean, they're up big going into that third period, and then they score 2 very quickly. Jake McDonald, shout out to him, hat trick tonight. We're going to go ahead into our stars in a second, and we'll get into the power play and penalty kill, but goodness gracious, they found ways to score in that back half of the second period and start of the third period. That was the reason they really, really dominated the game.
Oh, yeah.
Finding multiple ways to score and just dominating the play.
Okay, I got an idea for the 3 stars, how we should do it. We should alternate it, like, each time.
Okay.
I'll pick the second star, you pick the third star, and then you pick the first star.
Okay.
And then next episode, we'll do it the opposite way.
Okay.
Okay.
The first star.
No, start with the third star.
Oh, you start with the right.
You start with the third star.
Okay. The third star of this hockey game, in my opinion, is Ethan Berard. Absolutely solid throughout. There was a lot of choices, a lot of guys gone on the stat sheet tonight, but Ethan Berard, when times were there was a few times in the game where, I mean, hey, if they score, right, like especially that first period, they had a few chances. He, as much as they didn't get pucks in net, their quality was pretty good, and he remained solid. It took a big chance, a few big chances for them to score.
Well, because, like you mentioned, the first goal he gave up was a fluke. It was from behind the net.
Yeah.
So that's not his fault. I mean, that's a fluky goal.
Yeah.
The second goal was from their leading scorer, Hildebrand.
Yeah.
Which we didn't see any of him.
No.
So that's an interesting third star, but I can't disagree with you on that. The second star of the game, Nathan Guenther. He was all over the ice. Opened the scoring with that big, powerful shot on the power play. He added another. He had his 7th and 8th goals of his season.
Wow.
And he continues to lead the Oilers in scoring as a defenseman. And you never see that, right?
You never see that.
So Nathan Guenther is my second star. Who's your first star?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think this one, if you're at the game or you watched on Flow Hockey with us, this one was obvious. Jake McDonald with a hat trick, also racking up 4 points in the hockey game, having an assist as well. Man, he played very, very good. And the last 2 goals, finding ways to score. His line was really buzzing. The top 2 lines tonight, I mean, Nathan Paprini can't ask any more. Gabriel O'Brien, Ashton Lee, Declan Brinkman, unbelievable, scoring a few big goals. And then also on the other side, Memphis Adnikin, Dante Moreau, Jake McDonald, buzzing as well, especially in that second half of the game. And again, they're short players. They had guys out. We've talked about this. We learned after the podcast that Eric Ripka is out with a knee. He could be out for the season. We will learn on Tuesday, which is a terrible loss
It's a
for
tough loss.
the
It's a tough
second
loss.
highest score on the team.
Ooh, it's a big loss.
Yeah.
If he's gone for an extended period of time, that's a huge subtraction from the Oilers. But if there's a silver lining, it's this game.
Yeah, for sure.
This game, you wouldn't even know that they were missing some of these players. There's a couple other players that they were missing.
Zach Larmer was sick today, thrown up apparently, and then Lucas Phillips was out with a concussion. He will be back next weekend.
Yes, but missing some key players, it didn't even show.
Yeah.
It was quite the performance by the Oilers. And, putting up an 8th spot, you cannot complain.
No.
At all.
That's for sure. And another thing I wanted to get to, Josh, was we talked about the special teams.
Oh, we talked about it before the game.
Yeah,
we caught it.
That's a big thing.
We got
it exactly right. The Junior Oilers power play, good. That's all I got to say. 20% in this league is still good. Like
I think
in the NHL, 30% is elite. 20% here is very good. The 70% penalty kill.
3 for 5. They were.
3 for 5 tonight.
It could have been 4 for 5.
Yeah, it could have been. It should have been 4 for 5 because they scored a goal when the guy got back on the ice. So realistically, 4 for 5. You kill off 1 penalty out of 5 and expect to win a hockey game.
That's crazy.
It's not happening.
It'll never happen.
No.
Maybe once every 100 games that would happen.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show their penalty kill was 73%, and it probably fell to let me do the math there. It's probably like 65% now.
Yeah,
that's
pretty brutal.
We called it at the beginning, at the pregame. We said special teams were going to be a factor. Sure enough, they were. The Oilers scored, we'll call it 3.5 power play goals.
Yeah, it was.
And that, I guess, would you call that a difference maker? I'm not sure if that was a difference maker, but it was a huge factor in this.
Yeah.
Game.
You see in games, the Junior Oilers don't even score 3 goals, Josh, and let alone 3 goals on the power play. It's like
exactly right.
That if you see they go 3 for 5 on the power play, you assume they win the hockey game. And we got it right.
Yep.
What we didn't get right was Matthew Hilderman, as you said earlier, until he scored the late goal, which was pretty much him just being in the right spot at the right time.
Exactly.
Absolutely silent.
Well.
Yeah. So it was a quiet night for him.
It goes back to just how they like the way they're structured and how they break out of their zone. Was it on the power play? It doesn't show. No, it wasn't on the power play. It was even strength.
Even strength.
But other than that, the Oilers did a good job of shutting all the offensive players down for the Bisons, not allowing too much time and space. But going back to special teams, Airdrie 0 for 4.
Yeah.
What do you got? Come on now, right?
It's they didn't find a way. Ethan Berard, they did hit a couple posts and crossbars, but again, they didn't have enough zone time that it would be like it was not even at all a time of possession. The Junior Oilers controlled having the puck, and when the puck's on your stick more than the other team, you normally are going to win the hockey game, and that's the way that this one went. Looking into the future, Josh, some fun games coming up.
Yeah,
the Junior Oilers back next Saturday against Grand Prairie at 7:45. The Junior Oilers Whites with their first game at home of 2025. I'm pretty sure that one's at 12:15 or something around 12. So a big break in between those 2 hockey games, but
wait, hold on.
2 games on Saturday, January 11th, and then January 12th. The Junior Oilers take on Lloyd. And then the 14th, we have the big Rogers Place game between the Junior Oilers Orange and the Junior Oilers Blue.
So I printed these off at the beginning of the year, right? But the way the schedule is fluent sometimes.
Yeah.
This thing gaslights me sometimes. According to this, there was a Team White game this afternoon, but there wasn't, right?
No, there was definitely not.
Yeah.
Not here.
No.
We would know if it was here. Hopefully.
Well, we would have to.
Hopefully we didn't miss the game, right?
No, I'm double checking. No, because there's been a few occasions where I look on here. I messaged you a couple times, right? I'm like, you going to the game? You're like, what game? I thought the game was tomorrow. And then it's because this is,
right. The schedule gets moved around,
Yeah, so let me just
which makes sense, but very interesting that they have the games split apart. We haven't seen that since the time we've been here, which was late last season, and they haven't had 2 games like this split that far apart because I know the Junior Oilers Orange don't have any home games next weekend. I know that for a fact. I'm not sure when they're back.
No, they're back on the 24th.
So a little
24th,
while.
Yeah. So yeah, next Saturday. Next. What am I looking? Yeah, next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday.
It's 12:15.
Yeah.
The Junior
Oilers girls. Yeah. Who do they play?
They play the St. Albert Slash.
Oh yeah, that'll be a fun one again.
Yeah, it's always a good one.
Yeah.
But that's at 12:15, right?
Yeah.
So, we'll be doing that game. Obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the
Blue
doesn't play
till 7:45. Yeah. So
there's gonna be some time in between.
Yeah, and then nothing Sunday, and then the big 7:45 game at Rogers Place, which everyone is excited for, and it's a Blue versus Orange rematch, which
it's gonna be crazy.
I mean, Blues kryptonite is Orange, and as I would say, they find ways to beat them in the standings. This happened last year, but again, when it comes down to Blue playing Orange, which it did last year, Orange found its way to win.
Well, it's so fun because there's still a chance that they'll be playing each other in the playoffs.
Yeah,
like they did last year, right?
Which would be crazy. I mean, hopefully the Junior Oilers Blue can find a way to get one of those top seeds. But St. Albert, Junior Oilers Blue, Junior Oilers Orange, Sherwood Park, kind of the top 4 teams there. Other than that, it really drops off. So, I mean, either way, you would want a higher seed, and the standings also very close. They can move around very quickly.
So I'm just thinking about the next Saturday. So maybe we'll do a post-game / pre-game.
Yeah.
After White. Right.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a post-game for Blue.
For Blue. Yeah. That makes it easier. More time in between.
Yeah. Exactly. But it depends. Like 7:45. It might be a super long day. We'll get at least one pod in there.
Oh, for sure.
And we'll have to get a guest too.
Oh yeah. Even the post game, if they play like how they did tonight, we would definitely have a guest. Too bad we couldn't get one tonight. Just wasn't very on top of it being back for the ring for the first time in 2025.
Exactly. I mean,
so
we're all coming off vacation here, but all in all, it was a good game, and I can't wait for the next couple of weeks here.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. We have 2 Rogers Place games coming up, and man, it's gonna be a fun one. Nonetheless, thank you for listening, subscribing, watching wherever you get your podcast. That was The Oil with Manning and Jacko.